Hello, everybody. Welcome to Long Bangers. It's our Friday preview show in association with Leeds Spirits. I'm Mai.
Hello, and I'm Colin.
Colin, how are you doing this fine Friday?
Good mate, just been a big walk. Still growing my hair as well. For those of you in on the,
Was it
it's
YouTube?
not look great. I've had two comments in the house today. Getting that shaved.
We did have a question on Patreon on the chat, which was who asked it again? I just quickly trying to find it
Yeah.
because it was somebody asking if I was on my rugby player. I can't think the bloody comment for it.
What in the?
On the sure it was on the Patreon chat. Just
Hmm.
says Matt here, you on with whoever the rugby player was.
I was gutted to miss out in the Lions squad yesterday.
Aye.
Well, admit, I was sitting watching it, but and Manning being alphabetical, like W as the screen shows, you've got to wait right to the end, so it's a
Aye.
nightmare. But then devastation, obviously, when you didn't
Never
hear it
mind.
called. Yeah.
Aye. Never mind. Right, let me get your team up on the screen. I've not done the same because I've got the exact same lineup as you, funnily enough. So I'll put it up on the screen and
You
we'll
do
talk
have the
through it.
same one.
I had
Ah.
exactly the same, so I thought there's no point in me doing it twice.
No, absolutely. I'll explain. Like I had done it last night, but I never sent you because I wasn't sure on a position or two positions actually.
Hmm.
Um, and I changed it before I sent you it. Sort of lunchtime or whenever I sent it to you today. So I've went for the usual Smith and goals. I brought Miller back in, Bushiri and Iredale at the back, Chris Cadden, Triantis and Levitt, Wilbita on the left, Hoylett in front of them, Boyle and Kukurevich up front.
Right, and
Which
why did you pick who you picked?
so I brought Miller in because like he's been out the side, but I just think he has been good against Celtic, even when he
Mhm.
wasn't that good. Like in other games, he's been good here in this position,
Yep.
and he's definitely been good against Celtic. So he seems to be the kind of player that rises to that challenge. And I'm not saying O'Hara wouldn't, but he's got a track record there over a couple of seasons with Miller doing it. The bit I suppose the rest of it will not be too much. I mean, Kukurevich, I was going to play just because he's the big guy. And we seem to be getting a bit more out of Bowie for the last half hour when he's coming on running at fresh legs. Tired legs, sorry, with his fresh legs. The bit that I actually changed though was Obita for Cadden and Campbell for Hoylett. Because I've done this before, but if I'd played Nicky Cadden, I would have played Campbell in
Yeah.
there. And if I'd played, so it was almost resting on what do I do. And what I went with was that I thought I'll go with Obita to make us solid, keep us in the game, and then Cadden could come on and win it when you bring on Bowie, Gale, and the others like he has done. But I thought you do get a good first half out of Hoylett, and he's the kind of guy that might be able to pick a ball for Boyle to be through 1-on-1. So that was my last minute change.
Aye, I think those are the positions that are normally up for debate now, aren't they? Like
Mm.
a beat for Nicky Cadden. I mean, Nicky Cadden, when he's come off the bench the last two games, he's got an assist. Um, but I think Abita has been good as well. He's like almost from being the player of the year last season, he's almost gone under the radar this season with some really good performances. But I thought he was excellent against Dundee United.
Mm.
Um, I think he'll cope with Parkhead fine. Lewis Miller, he normally gets an odd against Celtic, but usually because he's up against Maeda. I think Maeda's maybe going to be missing tomorrow. Um, but I mean, you could toss a coin. I mean, if Aurora starts, I'd be quite happy with that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, Janice Levitt and Hoylett was the other one who I had thought about playing Campbell because I thought Campbell was brilliant when he came on against Dundee United as well. But probably that Hibs Observer article on Hoylett swung it for me, where I was like, I can see the benefit in playing him. And I think where we fell down last time that we were at Parkhead in the cup game was we didn't have that creativity. Like when we did get the ball forward, we didn't create anything from it. Like our only chance in that like the first half of that game came from a throw in where Bowie sort of got in behind
Yeah,
and
yeah.
shot straight at Schmeichel. So um, I was like, right, if we could get somebody to link the midfield to the attack, and probably the first goal against Dundee United is a good example where Hoylett just picked up that space to
Yeah.
take the pass
Cadden in the
from
space. Yeah.
aye for Levitt, I think it was, or Chiatis,
Hmm.
before he played in Cadam. So aye, I'm much aligned with with your team there, Colin. What I'll
But
do.
did you consider taking Triantis out? I was listening to the phone in this morning for last night,
Mhm,
and I get I can't remember who it was talking about maybe resting a couple. Was it Joe? Maybe
mhm.
resting a couple for this
Yep.
game with the view that St Mirren's the must-win game. Whereas I actually see it as like tomorrow, if we can come away with something like a draw, which I think fucking all of them predicted a win last night, a win away
No,
to
no,
Celtic.
there are a couple of draws in there.
Aye, but if we could come away with a draw, um, that kind of blows Aberdeen. That blows Aberdeen. That would really demotivate Aberdeen because they then need to win two of their last three, hoping that we
Aye.
lose our last two with a goal difference. So I think a draw tomorrow is like because we play before them. They play Sunday, don't they?
Mhm.
That's one of the sort of psychological ones, like that they'll go. Fuck, their fans will say, "We
Aye.
need to win the cup now. We need to win the cup to get that place." That's how the chat will change. So um, I wouldn't drop our player of the year contender, um,
Yeah.
like the one that's in the Football Writers Player of the Year, isn't he? Um, but I get the thinking. If I think Celtic's got to rest a few tomorrow.
I think Celtic will. I made the point when we were doing the phone in, and I probably convinced myself of it as well that I think if you're David Gray and you're trying to set your stall out as being a team that needs to win every game, you can't then go and say I'm going to write off a game. Like,
Aye.
it's a free hit and all the rest that comes with a trip to
Uh-huh.
Parkhead,
And
and
you know what? Sorry,
you can't take it for granted that we'll take anything for St Mirren as well.
that's right.
So you can't afford to just assume that you're going to take nothing for this one and then
No,
something for St Mirren. It might go the other way around. Like we've seen daft results like that we end up, we might pick up 3 points here and then lose to St Mirren, and then you go, well, it was a good decision that we tried hard in both games.
yeah, and there's no obvious sort of replacement there.
Hmm.
I mean, we've got Mariah Welsh sort of on the bench, Manny hardly played, and it's not like you're going every week like they too.
Aye,
That's who's starting. Like, you're not considering, oh well, Joe Newell's back and Joe Newell come in. You know what I mean? Somebody that's on a level almost. That's you're clearly weakening the team by
aye,
changing that.
aye. I agree. Well, I'll get a couple of comments off YouTube, and then I'll bring up Joe Capaldi sending a team, and then we've got one for Callum Trotter as well. So I'll get them up on the screen and run through them.
Yeah,
Mike Hay said, "Just run at them. If we get beat, so be it. But let's go down fighting." Aaron Morrison said, "One of the high bees." Peter Falls says, "Afternoon, come on, the under 18s." Um, the under 18s, of course, I think they're not quite over the line,
it's not mathematical yet.
but they've got the points and a huge goal difference that they pretty much have
Are they
won the
playing
league there.
today?
I'm not sure, mate.
They usually play on a Friday afternoon. I'll do that while you're reading them out.
You do that. Rob Morris said I'm the same as Collins' team, but with Nicky Cadden for Abita and Yuan for Kukovic and Hoylett for Campbell. That's not really the same, Rob. That's quite different.
It's
Um,
just the 4 or 5
aye.
changes.
Uh, Keith said, I think they will take their foot off the gas, trying to keep players fit for the cup final. Don't think they'll be up for the physical battle with the final so soon. Impose our game and let's get a positive result. I am all about that. I think if you want to kind of go and see if Celtic fancy it early doors, they just kind of get at
Yeah,
them. Peter said the rugby player was all black prop Tony Woodcock. And Peter, who gets his name in green and a wee long banger's badge next to his name because he's a YouTube member as well. You'll see that on if you're watching this on YouTube, a wee link you can join. RW said no Maeda and one eye on the final. I think we'll get a positive result. Come on, the high bees. Callum Trotter says we've only got 3 games. Need to go after the points when we can. And Green Tea says under 18s is a 6:30 kickoff, so they go after this.
tonight. I
Aye,
was just
tonight.
because they're playing Kilmarnock apparently. Is it Kilmarnock? I was just trying to find it.
Aye, so this is Joe's team I've got here, Colin. So again, no many changes. Smith and goals, Miller, Rocky, Iredale, Chris Cadden, Mariah Welsh, Josh Campbell, Abita, Levitt, I think will be in the 10, and Boyle and Bowie starting. So there are a few changes in Mariah Welsh coming in. This is maybe one for the close season when we've not got games to talk about, but we had a bit of chat last night about Mariah Welsh's future at Hibs. He's still a young player. Um, I think I like him as a player as well. I don't think I'd be quite ready to write him off yet, but maybe we'll cover that in one of the episodes between now and the start of next season to see what might happen with Mariah Welsh. But any strong thoughts on Joe's team, Colin?
No, no, I get it. That's the one that I suppose I was talking about Mariah Welsh and for Triantis. Other than that, the only difference is Campbell and for he's got Campbell and for Hoyland and he's got Bowie
Aye,
on.
Bowie up front as well.
But I've not
But
really got any issues with that. But I would sort of say maybe no, Mariah Welsh. Not because he's not good enough. By the way, Mariah Welsh is 23.
is he? So I thought he was
Mm-hmm.
maybe a wee bit younger than that, but still young enough that like Josh Campbell was quite a late developer
Aye,
into the into
I'm
the
just
first
saying
team.
he's no young. He's 23.
This is Callum Trotter's team here. So Smith, Miller, Bashiri, Iredale, Chris Cadden, Levitt, Chance, Sabita, Josh Campbell, Boyle, and Kukovic. So really, it's only Campbell for
Hoylett.
Hoylett is a difference there as well.
Harder worker in there. I just think Hoylett brings a bit of more quality. And you can bring Campbell on for the. But I balanced that way. He's got Campbell and a beater.
Yeah.
I was balancing it by saying I would have played if I'm playing Campbell, I'm playing Nicky Cadden to bring a bit more attacking quality.
Aye, I think we saw last week against Dundee United the benefit of having these boys on the bench as well to come off and impact
Yeah,
the game, and like all the subs impacted the game last week. Josh Campbell especially, like he thought he was brilliant when he came on. Green Tea said, "Keep Mariah Welsh looks a prospect." Right, if you want to get your team featured in the preview show, you can just email us at longbangers@gmail.com and we'll bring them, put them in and talk about them. Colin, the form guide there. So I was a wee bit surprised. Loaded this up just before we started recording today, and I expected us to have maybe dropped off in the first place because we've had that defeat for Aberdeen, but I
mm.
expected Celtic to be a lot higher as well.
They still got that loss to Rangers in there, eh?
Aye, and they've got
Feels
the
like
defeat to
ages
St
ago.
Johnstone too. Aye, I know. Because they've had another
Aye,
Old Firm game since then.
St Mirren's the team on form at the moment, really, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, no, because it's still us, but like they're surprisingly high there. Um, Aye, we've been top of that for fucking months, eh? This is the Crichley League table we're going with again.
Well, aye, it's just the last six. If you go
We won
back,
that. Like they never publicised that, eh?
aye, I know we were ahead of them. So there's the 10 match view, and we're
Yeah.
still sitting. So Celtic will obviously have a better form, but they're 4 points off us over the last 10 games.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredible, really. Um,
Title winning form we've been on.
I think I can't remember if it was before Saturday or after Saturday's game. Um, Somebody had shared the last 20 games, and Hibs were level on points with Celtic. They were ahead of us on goal difference.
Yeah.
And 20 is a good chunk of the season. It shows you how well the
It's
team
not
has
enough.
done it. Aye,
Yeah.
I mean, I think we were well clear of Rangers, and if we'd had that form, it stands to reason, like for the start of the season, we'd be chasing a Champions League place. It's fucking
Yeah.
mental. Um, aye. So anyway, we're looking at uh, Celtic there. They've had that draw with Rangers, that defeat to St Johnstone, and the defeat to Rangers. Still getting plenty of goals. So there's 2 games there where they've scored five,
Mm.
and then a three against Hearts uh, as well. As
Yeah.
they've been cruising the title though. It's quite hard to gauge where Celtic are at just now, isn't it?
Definitely. It's that time of the season where like they're. I know what it's like. Even I'm not even playing, but my daughters, you're almost like, when's the season end? You know what I mean? And they'll be like that, looking at their holidays, or although they know they've got the cup game, but they'll be
Mhm.
wanting to freshen them up before the cup game so they can then go and have their rest. And that's what I'm hopeful. That's where my optimism's coming from because and I don't think they'll rest loads because they've got 2 games they can do it, and I don't think they'll rest many against Aberdeen
Mhm.
in the midweek because they'll be thinking like don't put a marker down almost for the final. Didn't give them any real hope. Um, so I think if they're going to rest guys, it'll be this Saturday and next Saturday.
Yeah.
I don't think they get the flag tomorrow. I think that was said on the phone in last night. That's usually the last home game of the season, so it's not going to be one of those ones where their other top boys are out because they're
Aye,
getting the
to get
medals.
around the applause and that,
That's
aye,
the
the last
last
honour.
game. Yeah, so I think tomorrow we doing the what do they call it, the Guard of Honour? Do you think they mentioned that? But they only mentioned it when they're playing
Oh,
Rangers.
I don't know. What do you think of the whole guard honours thing? Like you bothered about it?
Nah, I don't give a fuck. Like, I just think it's funny watching them, like, because they always win it just before they play Rangers, because we always contrive the fixture so they can't
Aye,
win it against Rangers. But in the first game, They play Rangers is usually the first game they play, and then Rangers will no do it. Even then, the old tweets come out when they won the league in the old days in the low leagues, moaning, thanking teams for doing it, showing respect and all that. So I think it's quite funny, but I don't give a fuck if I do it or not. To be honest with you, it's almost like it's more a motivation to your own players to say,
Hmm.
look at what you could have won, even though like we're miles away from that at the moment. Um, but it should be used as motivation by the players to say, "Oh, I want to be winning that at some point in my career, whether it be at Hibs or not."
Aye,
Um, so I don't give a fuck. As I say, I just think it's a funny. I just think it's a funny thing. I think you only need to do it once though. I think when Rangers were, Hearts maybe were doing it, they were ripping the fucking arse out of it. You know, when Hearts won
oh, Hearts wanted everybody in
the,
that.
the
Hearts
championship
were
that time.
fucking inviting folk down to the fucking Ricker and
Uh,
to clap them out on the training
aye,
pitch.
the
And then
students
moaning when
lining up.
they did it. Again,
Oh, they,
fucking students have been in doing their classes and none of them can clap us onto the pitch.
aye. So I think I don't mind, but I just wondered if I'd said anything about it. But I don't think it's one of those games for them. This is the total anticlimax for them.
Aye,
This is about their pride, about no losing to the form team in the country,
aye.
and they've already had that bit of revenge, if you want to call it, for what they see as the dodgy decisions against them, which they always see if they get beat. But you know, like the dodgy decisions against them
Hmm.
when we played them and beat them in February time because we had them in the cup and they beat us in that. So it's not like it's the first time we'll get them back because that was undeserved.
Yeah.
I think it's quite a good I think it's quite a good time to get them.
Kieran said it last night, but wondered if any Hibs team has beat Aberdeen, Hearts, Rangers, Celtic home and away in the league. I can't remember a Hibs team doing it. No, no, in my lifetime, I didn't think Mowbray's team did it. I didn't think John Collins achieved it. Stubbs definitely didn't do it because we wouldn't have been playing
Yeah,
Celtic. McLeish, did I think did it? Like
I remember if McLeish done it or not.
it's a big ask to do it, and obviously we haven't done it yet. Like tomorrow would tick the box because it would be the victory at Celtic.
Mhm.
How do you think it'll go?
I think I don't think we'll win, and I don't think it'll be as comfortable as the 2-0s that were on the phone in last night. I know there was one or two draws in there. Because as much as they might rest McGregor and um, Carter Vickers or whoever it is they might rest, the guys that come in will be wanting to get either in the team or on the bench for the cup final. Right, that'll be their motivation.
Hmm.
They'll still be good players. So I think it'll be tight. I don't think we don't tend to give much away. With the organised sort of defence and keeper now that we've got. You want my score prediction now, or just how I want it to go?
Nah. I mean, I was going to more or less echo what you said there. I think it's really important that we are in the game 20 minutes into the match. Like we didn't concede early.
Aye,
We have that sort of tendency to do it against Celtic, where we just concede early. And the flip side is that when we scored against them and got the first goal, we went on to win the game.
yeah,
So I think we need to be on the front foot, not be overawed by the occasion. Like all the other kind of cliches that come out when you go to Celtic Park. But I think if we're organised and have a bit of confidence, but I also think like even Celtic, if they put their B team out, like you're looking at one of those players that they would swap in would be McCowan. McCowan would have been our record signing if we'd signed him in January.
yep,
Like, and he's in their B team. If you just kind of want to get an idea of the gulf between the two sides, so it's a huge ask for us to go
yeah.
and win there, but it's not impossible, which is the
No,
other thing. And
as I say, they've won the league. They've done their job. Nice sunny day. Not maybe their full recognised first 11. Bit of downtime maybe during the week. No training as often as they might have been. To rest up and stuff. I think it's ideal time to go and actually catch them off guard.
aye,
Just because
uh,
they'll not have that extra motivation to burst a gut. Like
yeah,
the guys that are the first team players that are there they always go on about we've got to win every game and all that. They always say like no every team has to fucking win every game. Like
mhm.
or want to win every game, you mean. But they they've not got that. They didn't need to win it. So and I'm not saying they're going in there thinking we didn't need to win this, but it's just
Aye,
that fuck me, it's roast up in front of 'em. That kind of
aye, aye,
subconscious.
totally, yeah. I just think Kieran said a draw is the same as a loss. Doesn't change anything. So you need to go for it without being all out, compact, but go for it. I don't think a draw is the same. I think if we get a draw, it's a good point for us because it means
Mm.
if Aberdeen draw with Rangers, they still then need to go and beat Celtic. Otherwise, they can't overtake us. Like so
Aye.
long as we match what Aberdeen do now, we've got third. Like I don't think Dundee United are going to go on a late surge and win all their last three games. Like
That's
touch
a big
wood.
one tomorrow for the aim as well
Aye,
to change it because, like, as much as I would actually prefer St Mirren to finish in the top six, top five, sorry. Um, if they beat Dundee United tomorrow, they're right on their tails to jump them, and then we're the next team up for them.
aye,
So I would actually rather maybe Dundee United just got a draw the other morning, or take the sting out of that one, so that they
aye.
motivate St Mirren ahead of us going there on the Wednesday night.
It's a weird one because you're almost wanting Dundee United to have something to play for when they play Aberdeen in the last game, in case it
Aye.
goes as far
Well,
as that.
if it goes that far, hopefully,
Aye,
I think a point tomorrow almost does it because not obviously not mathematically, but I think, as I said at the start, Kieran, the if we get the draw, we go 4 points ahead with a better goal difference. So then they need to win two of their last three games
aye,
and hope that we lose both their last two.
aye, huge,
That's
eh?
yeah,
Okay, right. Score prediction.
1-1.
Go for a one each. Um, I'll sit. I could be a 1-0 win. Hibs. I think we'll hold on. Clean sheet. A rare clean sheet against Celtic. And I think we'll nick a goal. Maybe Big Miko will get it in the first half.
Would
That'll
be
do
good.
me. Aye, we take that. Right, we will be back on Sunday with long bangers. So look out for our tweet on Twitter and on Blue Sky to get your talking points in. Um, Thanks very much if you're subscribing already. If you don't, please go and check that out as well. And thanks to everybody who sent in teams or contributed on YouTube. Right, we'll catch you next time.